Ever since the series came back out in 2018, fans all around the world were spellbound by this delicious, dark, coming-of-age supernatural series. It took over the world by storm. It is based on the Archie comic book series of the same name. And on the last day of 2020, the 31st of December 2020, the 4th season was released. And today, we are here to talk about some secrets regarding the show, and things you didn't know about the story, the production, and the cast. Enjoy! The first, real Sabrina Teenage Witch. Starting off our list with a simple and very interesting fact, and a secret. Now we know that throughout the movie industry, many times actors who are in their 20s sometimes play a character in his high school years. And to a point, it has resemblance. Well, in this case, Kiernan is the real teenage witch. And this is because when the show started and premiered on Netflix, she was still in her teen, which ultimately made her the first real teen to play the character Sabrina Spellman in a live-action TV series. And we say this because on the other hand, when Melissa Joan Hart, who portrayed the character on Sabrina the Teenage Witch from 1996 to 2000, she was entirely in her 20s when she starred in the beloved ABC sitcom. Same universe as Riverdale. Being from the same universe as Riverdale, which is understandable with the source of the series being from the Archie comic books, from the start to the last episode, the series finale, every moment took place in the same universe as the Riverdale series, but in a different town, which is frankly a neighbor town to Riverdale, and that is Greendale. At first, the series was supposed to air on the CW, just like Riverdale. But as time went by, before its release, it became a Netflix original. With that being said, if you take a closer look into the series, especially in the 4th season, there are many hidden references to Riverdale, from posters to characters like Ben Button, who delivers pizza in both of the shows. Salem is silent. As we went through all of the 4 seasons, ever since the beginning, there was something different right from the start. When we compare the characters in the show and Sabrina the Teenage Witch, one particular character, which has been with us from the very beginning, Sabrina's pet cat, Salem. In the series, he doesn't get much screen time or talk that much. One of the reasons behind this big change, besides the series pursuing a much darker tone than its predecessor, is that Kiernan is actually allergic to cats. So there's that. The showrunner Robert Aguirre-Sacasa at one point even considered to turn Salem into a dog because of this. However, he decided not to because it would just ruin the whole narrative. Symbolic names for all familiars. While we are here with the familiars, which are a big part of the show, especially in the 4th season, they all have a symbolic name that has a much deeper meaning behind it. And it is not random at all, with some exceptions. One of the examples for symbolic names of the familiars in the show is the black cat of Sabrina's, called Salem. His name comes from the town in Massachusetts with the same name, which is known for hosting many of the infamous witch trials in the 17th century. Miss Wardale's familiar is Raven, as we all know it is called Stolas, a name which is used presumably of a demon in a spell book that is often referred to as a great Prince of Hell. On the other hand, however, Miss Wardale's familiar name is technically Madame Satan, which is, let's face it, a particularly poignant name choice. Swapping hair colors. When the casting began, Shipka had long brown hair when she did her first screen test for the role of Sabrina. After that, she was asked to come back and do another screen test with short blonde hair. And after changing her hair, she was offered the part. On the aftermath of this circumstance, Ross Lynch, who was cast as Sabrina's boyfriend, Harvey, was then asked to dye his hair brown, as the producers felt like he looked very similar to the Mad Men alum's new blonde hair. So, in a way, beside her talents and skills, Kieran Shipka's hair change together with her co-star is what got them the roles for the show, which is a big hit right now. 2 specific roles. Aguirre-Sacasa has to be one of the best in his field at this moment, and in the past few years, with Riverdale and Chilling Adventures of Sabrina under his belt, and it is not by random or some sheer luck, He deserves it. This is also shown by the next secret kept for so long. It is about two of the main characters, Sabrina and Ambrose, portrayed by Kieran Shipka and Chance Petromo, respectively, two of the characters who were there from the start and to the very end of the series. And just shows what kind of choices were made along the way, with the fact that even before casting these two for their roles in the series, which were a huge success nonetheless, they were cast for Betty Cooper in Riverdale and Jughead Jones, but Aguirre Sacasa saw the potential in them for something even greater and more suited for them. So he decided to cast them in Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, and we can all agree this was the right move. Riverdale Crossover. Over the last year or so, many fans and critics have suggested that a crossover is bound to happen. But after Netflix announced the cancellation of the show, these theories were all dumped in the water. But this doesn't mean that the final fourth season, much like the other three before her, failed to deliver some Easter eggs for all the die-hard fans out there. There were many nods towards Riverdale in all of the season. But today, we are going to name all of them which showed up in the fourth season. The first reference that is mentioned in the series is by Roz, showing complaints about them lacking the sex education at Baxter High, when compared to Riverdale's condom machines they have in the bathroom. This is instigated when the adulterous pagans blew over into the town in the third season. And this reference is a fitting one when we see how much hooking up is happening in the bordering town of Greendale. Another reference is when Sabrina asked her teacher where her new lab partner went, and it said that he was transferred to Riverdale High, which Sabrina thinks is for the best, considering they went on a date and did not pan out as Sabrina hoped so. And that is that. As the characters are preparing for a band practice in Season 4, they have a tense confrontation with a new band called Stone Philosophers. And the band consists of Toby, Brett, Donna, and Joanne, who, all of them can be recognized by Riverdale fans. These are the characters who bullied Jughead and made him fake his own death. They are now here to bully Harvey and his friends, yet another big reference for the show. Trinket Man. The Trinket Man first appears in the fourth episode of the fourth season. He is very much mysterious, as he is seen arriving at Father Blackwood's church with goods in tow. He is carrying some of the universe's most notorious occult objects, including the Pandora's box from the Greek mythology, the Imp of the Perverse, which, as we know, it was created by the Gothic horror writer Edgar Allan Poe, and the Stone of Amphilos. There are several theories about this character even to this day, even after the series finished. And we get it, why is that? Because of the cancellation of the series, many loose ends are still out there. And one of those loose ends is the Trinket Man. He is one big secret, but if we connect the dots, he is nothing short of God himself. Maybe from some crazy universe, not the one we know with the long hair, but rather his own version that the series tried to embody for the show and the purpose of it. We are not entirely sure about this one, and since there is no Chilling Adventures of Sabrina Season 5 coming anytime soon, at least we will all have to wait for the written form of what is destined to happen in the future. Lucifer is truly dead. In the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina series finale, Lilith stabs Lucifer with a spear of Longinus, which has the power to kill immortals. As she drinks his celestial blood, Lucifer screams in anguish. Now, many fans think that he is not really dead, but rather a nuisance for the scene. And thus, it is alluded that he perished on that result. But is he really dead? Well, yes, he is. In short, the power of the spear of Longinus was proved when it killed Lazarus. And according to the biblical lore, Nazarene was also killed, the one who resurrected him in the first place. So, with that in mind, we can safely say that he is dead. But now, that means that the throne of hell is up for grabs, and the one to take it is most likely Lilith. But with that, she will have to face the consequences of bringing about the fall of the House of Morningstar, which is not always a good thing to face. And on that note, we end our video. Thank you for watching and staying with us until the end. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more videos like this in the future.